Mike Schikman Show for a Monday. Very pleased to have a first-time guest joining us. Her name is Diane Auten, and she's written a delightful new book called The Joys of Raising Boys, the Good, the Bad, and the Hilarious. Diane Auten, welcome to the Mike Schikman Show. I understand that cover photo is close to your heart.
It is close to my heart, Mike. So it's a picture of my two sons. My, at that time, 7-year-old son has a power hose pointed down my 4-year-old's chonies and is spraying it. They were playing one of their favorite games called Take the Pain.
I'm afraid to even think about that. You know, raising boys is a different game than raising girls. The people who have one of each really don't know what conspiracy theories are all about. When you have two of one or the other, it's amazing how quickly you become the target and they become the perpetrators.
Absolutely. Probably on a daily basis.
My mother used to say it was easier with two boys. My aunt used to say it was easier than two girls. I think they were both wrong. I think they both.
Yeah.
But boys, now, the one thing you have to say, boys are never as civilized as two little girls.
They, they enjoy their body parts. They are much more public with their bodily functions. It's a whole different breed.
Not only that, but painting in the snow becomes a board game rather than just, gee, I wish I could do that.
Yes, I just had a friend drop by, and I hadn't checked in my bathroom in a while, and I forgot. And she needed to go to the bathroom, and I said, uh-oh, I haven't looked in there in a little while, so I have no idea what the scenario is in there. And a mom or dad of boys gets that.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, especially, two boys and a husband, that's like 3 boys too many.
Yeah, I say third child pretty frequently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's amazing how the 2 boys will get dad down to their level very quickly.
Yes.
Or the other way around.
Big boys are just little boys in big boy bodies.
Yeah,
they're easy to rope in.
You never say that about girls, though.
No.
Girls
are different.
Girls are different, and it's not like your husband can tell you.
No. And he has boys in his family. I'm from a family of all girls. So having my own children and having 2 boys is brand new, not only to me, but my sisters and my mom and everybody on my side of the family. So this has been a wild ride.
His mom is a source of information, I take it?
Well, she had girls, so she was a great parent. But she never had to deal with all this nonsense of the boys. Fun nonsense, but, we shake our heads a lot.
Does she laugh along with you in this one?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You have to. If you don't laugh, you're going to cry.
What made you write now, let me give the full title.
Yes.
What made you write The Joys of Raising Boys, the Good, the Bad, and the Hilarious?
So, Mike, I had been sharing stories on all of my social media platforms for years about my kids. And for years, my followers would laugh and comment and say, you have to write a book. And then I had been kind of going along that line for a while thinking, oh, whatever. And then my son, Nate, he was 4 at the time, came up to me and he said, Mom, Sadie is licking her vagina. And I said, I know, it's okay. She's a dog. She's cleaning herself. And he just scrunched up his nose and asked, do all women do that? I shared that on social media, and it was like a firestorm. And I thought, you know what? I think I actually might have something here because these boys are hysterical.
Well, boys,
and all boys are funny.
all boys are funny. It's true. There's 7 years difference between my brother and I, so we're different generations.
Mm-hmm.
And the oldest is the better behaved. The youngest is the most. The youngest is more devious. You make rules for the oldest, and the youngest learns how to break them.
Well, and the oldest has to wait. I remember even as a girl, like having to wait to get my ears pierced until I was 13, and then my sisters came along and got it done when they were 9. What the heck's up with that?
You needed a lawyer. You should have seen if Gloria, what's her name, Allred would have taken your case. She probably would have for the pub.
Yeah.
Daughter sues mom because of a 3-year delay in
Yeah.
ear piercing. Unfortunately, that is a problem you may have with your boys today.
Yes. My youngest gets away with all kinds of stuff and gets to, watch things that maybe my oldest son had to wait for. And, my oldest son, he's me. I was the oldest too. So I get where his brain is, but he's always frustrated with, Nate gets things earlier. We're a little easier.
Now, I loved in your media digital press kit, which is hysterical. I love some of the titles because I know parents of 20-some-odd-year-olds who still have this problem. How to get your teenage son to talk to you instead of grunting.
Yes, yeah. I have one of those. My oldest is now, he's almost 15 now. So I'm in the throes
of teenagehood.
Yes.
Now, little boys, they're mom's favorites until they get a girl. That's when they start breaking your heart.
Yeah.
What is it? A boy is a boy until he takes a wife. A girl is a girl as long as you live. It just doesn't make any difference. Little girls, they know how to deal with this. Little boys just kind of switch allegiances from mom to girlfriend / daughter-in-law. And it becomes it's the ultimate boot in the teeth.
Yeah, you're breaking my heart, Mike.
I'm sorry. I know it's coming. It's coming. I know this. Because I did that. Because I am one of 2 boys.
Yeah.
And the boys, first of all, heaven forbid, boys are almost genetically sloppier than girls.
I'll give you that.
When it comes to understanding feelings, they're not even in the same ballpark. It's barely the same species.
Yeah, I agree. Not always,
but most of the time. But here is the real question. What's it really like to be a mom of one teenage and one about teenage boy?
Yeah. So when you were asking that question earlier about how to connect better with your team, so that's a subject I also write and talk about, and I'm in that right now. And so when you ask what's it like, luckily I've laid the foundation of communication with these kids. Like all the stuff in the book came from when they were little. And so, now it's a lot more challenging, but we still have that thread of communication because it's always been there. One of the most, I think, useful pieces of advice that people have, and it's even in my book when we talk about connecting with boys and when you ask about teenagers, is finding opportunities to talk with these boys in the dark. Because boys in boy culture, if you look at little boys playing, boys don't play face-to-face. And you were talking about relationship skills. Boys don't hone those skills because the games they play and growing up, everything's either side by side or they're chasing each other or everything's a competition. Where girls, you think about little girls and how they play, from the moment they can sit across from someone, they have directed eye contact. They have, they're playing relationships. You think of all the games little girls play. It's like mommy, baby, doctor,
Little boys play doctor, but it's not as much fun.
No. And so these boys, it's like now when they're teenagers, if I can get them in the dark, which means either driving in the car at night or even sitting in their room at night. My boys share a room, and so I'll just sit in their computer chair with the light off, and we just talk, and that's when I can get them to open up. So when you ask what it's like to raise these teenagers now, I still have these awesome conversations, and it's because I find those little opportunities where they don't feel like they have to look at me. There's no directed eye contact. They're in the dark, and they feel much more open to communicate. That's
a very, very wise thing to do.
Thank you.
No, it really is because, a little boy's face, little boys really can't lie. They try.
Oh, no.
They really try. But if you see them in light,
Yes.
Women can drop a lie like they can a handkerchief.
Women can control their nonverbal behavior a little bit more than men. I can even tell when my husband's lying. I can just look at him and, he's an adult man.
How old is he now?
He's 52.
Have you talked to his mother about him? It's really one of the great conversations, and if you're unfortunate, you end up being forced to listen in. when your mom and
Yeah.
your wife discuss you as if you are a piece of furniture that one liked at one point, but now can't imagine any other woman would put up with him.
Yes, that's true.
That's
very true.
I'm writing a book. Women are from Venus, men are from Uranus. I think it's self-explanatory.
I think I've seen that license plate frame.
I'm pretty sure. Diane Auten is our guest, and she has a delightful new book called The Joys of Raising Boys. Where is it available, Diane?
It is available anywhere books are sold. Amazon.com is a great place to purchase it.
And do you have a website yourself?
I do. So DianeAuten.com. It's A-U-T as in Tom, E-N is my last name. Diane with one N.
Come back and join us, and good luck with the book. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
Our real pleasure. Diane Auten joining us today on WSVA.